Canada, the number one pick heading to Penn State University.
Maddox Schultz,
top player born in 2010 in Canada.
Now here's Dupont. He scores. Landon Dupont is first in the WHL.
Jack Kaiser wrapping up an exceptional week.
Mikey Burchild with the game-winning goal.
What's up, guys? We got episode 12 here. Big episode today, Brady Films Prospects podcast. We've kind of been away for a bit. We got pretty much like everything that happened at the start of the year till now to talk about today. It's going to be a bit of a longer episode. We got all the big events. My hockey rankings dropped. Bunch of early bird tournaments in Toronto. Me and Ryan were just in Rochester last weekend for the Summit Series 2011 tournament. That was a sick tourney. College hockey started. What else am I missing here? Like, some players have had some sick starts to the year we're going to talk about. Yeah. Do I miss anything, or we're just going to get right into it?
Let's do it.
All right. First tourney of the year in Ontario that we're going to talk about here. Titans Early Bird Tournament. It's like a U16, so draft year. All the teams in Ontario really go. I think there's like 60 teams or something. We'll talk about the scores. Braden Grima led the tourney, 16 points in 8 games for JRC. Kane Kluche, another kid who's going to be a top pick, he had 13 points. Braden Riley from the Marlies, 13 points. Cash Kawaja, 13 points. Kyler Lauder only played 5 games, put up 11 points, which is kind of insane. He's like the top guy in the OMHA this year. And then Adrian Scrow, 11 points. JRC ended up winning the tourney. This team won provincials last year in Ontario for U15, so like the best team in all of Ontario last year. They ended up, like, their round robin scores, they didn't allow a goal. They won 9-0, 7-0, 12-0, and 6-0. Wow. In the round robin. So they didn't even allow a goal against. That's nuts. And then in the quarters, they beat Don Mills 2-1. In the semifinals, they beat Markham Majors 3-2 in a shootout, and then they beat the Mississauga Senators 3-1 in the finals. So shout out JRC. Good start to the year. I guess
JRC.
Them and Vaughan are like the 2 top teams in Ontario to watch for the U16, in my opinion. They're pretty good. Yeah. And then this was actually big. Me and Ryan went to Rochester for like the Summit Series tournament in Rochester. It's like a company that runs tourneys like all over North America with some of the top teams. Pretty much all the best 2011 teams were there, except like a couple like Shattuck, Mount, Marlies weren't there, but pretty much they were all there. Yeah, Ryan, what do you want to talk about first? It was a fun weekend. I had a lot of fun.
It was lit. We had a great time. Me and Brady all weekend long, just going live on TikTok, eating Chick-fil-A and chicken burgers.
It was really fun. And like, I feel like all the best, like all like the games were like pretty close. Like there wasn't like a team that was like super bad. Like all the teams are really good, so the games are really competitive, and it was fun.
Yeah, there were obviously some really good teams there. 2011 VK, 2011 Caesars, 2011 BK. Tons of heavy hitters, but at the end of the day, a team, I mean, shout out to them, but a team that nobody really thought was going to win brought it home. The Oakland Junior Grizzlies beat the Vaughan Kings in the quarterfinals on Saturday night, and then beat the Chicago Mission in the semis on Sunday morning, and then took it home Sunday afternoon. So congratulations to them, beating some heavy hitters, played unreal all weekend. And I mean, personally, not the team in my book that I had winning, considering.
I don't think anyone had. Honestly, though, like when they beat Vaughan, I was like, these guys are legit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're
I don't know what they're ranked in my hockey rankings, but like
they're just came in. I think they're 8th.
Yeah, so
8th. They weren't ranked previously before.
Yeah, so like no one really knew how good they were. Like they were like when they beat Vaughan, like I think like maybe Vaughan like kind of like didn't think it was a serious game, like didn't take it, you know, like maybe thought they had it in the bag. But like I was watching the third period and like Vaughan was like had so many shots and their goalie just like stood on their head. So
So yeah, the girl goalie, I don't know her name, but she was big time in the game against Vaughn, and she actually, I mean, obviously the guys scored some goals, but she made some huge saves. So
Yeah.
big shout out to her.
Shout out to Oakland.
Shout out to Oakland.
W win. And then another big game in the weekend was I guess like last year the number one team Caesars and VK. Big shootout here. Goal. Boom. I feel like this was probably like the most fun game to film because it went to a shootout.
Yeah,
And
that game was pretty sick. Pretty sick.
it was also like I feel like Vaughn's like the best team in Canada probably now. I think they're ranked number one in my hockey rankings. And then
They're legit, man. They're so good.
yeah, Vaughn
My
is
first time seeing them. Thomas Luxick, Jasper Wang. Those guys are really, really good at hockey.
yeah, I think they're really deep too. Like all three lines can score. And it was just a fun back and forth game. And then like I think Caesars were up 2-0 actually in the game. And then Vaughn came back.
2 goals in the first like 5 minutes, remember?
Yeah, Vaughn came back and tied it. It was just a great tourney, man. And then, yeah, I feel like also like Little Caesars, we didn't talk about this, but Little Caesars ended up losing in the semifinals to Hamilton Steel in over. So the two biggest ranked teams were Caesars, number 3, and VK, and they both lost in the playoff games. So
yeah, I mean, once VK lost, I feel like Caesars and Mission were probably like, all right, it's a cakewalk now. And then, I mean, the Hamilton Steel kind of came in and they beat Caesars in overtime on Sunday morning. Yeah, on Sunday morning. And then Chicago Mission lost 1-0 to OJG. OJG scored like 2 minutes into the game, a minute into the game, and then nothing else the rest of the game. Just lockdown D all day.
yeah, that was actually a crazy game. And then I feel like Caesars, like shout Hamilton Steel, they're actually really good. I think they're going to be the best team in the OMHA this year for 2011. Like I think they win OMHAs. I know I think they're like a newer team. Like they got a lot of new players from like different teams. So I didn't actually know how good they were, but they were second in OMHA last year. I think they had their first game in the round robin actually went to shootout with Little Caesars in the round robin. And they got like so screwed by a referee, like it totally went in. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I have the clip. I should have brought the clip up.
We'll run the clip here. I'll put it in the video somehow. But yeah, so it was a shootout. Hamilton Steel, the first game they played Caesars, went to shootout, and the puck clearly crossed the line. Like the goalie like pulled it out, and they called it no goal. So
it was like spinning on like the goal line where like the back, like the bottom pad of the net, like the bottom white pad. You know how there's like a little gap there and kind of stops the goal line? It was on that pad in that little corner, tucked with the post. But the people behind the net said it was a goal, but the ref said it wasn't a goal. So they did kind of get screwed. And it was the goal where if they scored it, you know, the shootout kept going. It wasn't like to win or anything, but yeah. I mean, it was just around.
Hamilton Steel though, they like great team, going to be a top team in the OMHA. And then yeah, great tourney. Me and Ryan are going to do more tourneys together. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Some other stuff
in February. Me and Brady will be there. Another Summit Series event for the 2012s.
Yeah, that'll be a good event. A lot of 2012s.
Be all there.
There's also a couple other Ontario tournaments to get to, and then we're gonna start getting into like US stuff. 2011 Red Wings early bird, Central Ontario Wolves won it. They won the OMHAs last year. I think they're ranked like top 10 in Ontario. They're going to be another 2011 team in Ontario to watch this year. Probably going to be a top team in the OMHA. So shout out to them on the win in the tourney. And yeah, we'll get into some other small stuff that happened, or not small stuff. We'll get into the rankings. What do you want to start off with, Ryan? 2010 US?
2011 US.
2011 US. Here we go. So yeah, here you go. You can get into it. This is your kind of area here.
My bread and butter. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think Shattuck U14 is going to lose a game all season. I mean, if you go to their stats, like their game scores, I don't think we have it here, but they are just every game, not even close. They just won Minnesota State's this weekend. I think they're 14-0 now or 15-0. Very, very good hockey team. But that Penns Elite team too, I watched them in early September. They're really good too. They got D-Man. This kid's name's Campelli. Very, very good at hockey. One of the best 2011s in the U.S. for sure. He's a stud. And obviously that Caesars team we've seen before. And then followed closely. I mean, there's a bunch. You can see OJT right there at 10. Just came in, brand new team, 8-2.
Should be higher. Should be higher.
Should be higher. Should be at number 2 or 3. But yeah, I mean, there's some heavy hitters in here. BK, Junior Eagles, Mount, all are good teams. I mean, teams like BK and Mount, they're kind of academies that are just coming together this year. They kind of take until like December-ish to kind of really figure it out as a team because they're all new kids coming together for the first time. Whereas, I mean, same with Shattuck too, but teams like Penns and Mission have been together for years and years. But yeah, overall, this U14 group, 2011 group, super fun to watch. They're loaded and should be a pretty competitive national tournament this year for this group.
Yeah, didn't Middlesex win the Natties last year, Islanders?
Yeah, I think for 13s.
They beat Caesars, and they're 13-1.
I don't really know the guys in their team, but
that's only like, do they only play in Mass? Or do they travel? They travel.
I think they only play in really Massachusetts. And like,
so they're 13-1, and that's another team to watch, though. All right. 2011. So this is like a little weird here because like not every team has played.
Yeah.
Like this is like from like an early bird tournament. So like it really depends on like who you play. And then also like, yeah, like Ottawa and like Northern Ontario has already played like 10, 15 games. And like, you know, in the Greater Toronto area, like the season started like this weekend as we're recording on Monday. So yeah, so it's not completely like accurate because, you know, a lot of teams haven't played, but we'll get into it. Von King 6-2 record. That's like playing like all the best teams in North America though, because the teams who are at the Summit Series, like every game was competitive there because you're playing top teams.
Any team could win at that event.
Yeah. Toronto Nationals are 7-1. I think they played in the the Red Wings tournament. And then Hamilton Steel's 5-4. Again, they played. Their losses are like Little Caesars, Oakland, I think maybe Mission, and then one other. I'm probably missing. But yeah, so they're 5-4. I think they're going to be a top 5 team, 100%. Sioux is 10-0. I don't know how good they are. I think they just started their league, but 10-0. That's a good start. Myers, I watched them yesterday in Ottawa. They're a good team, actually. They beat some GTHL teams, and then Central Ontario Wolves, we talked about, actually won the Red Wings tournament. And then JRC's 3-4. They ran into some injuries at the Summit Series. They're a good team, though.
They had like 5 guys get hurt.
Yeah, when they played Little Caesars, they had like 6 forwards, 4D.
Yeah.
So,
good team. I mean, again, they're just playing against the best teams in North America, so it's kind of 50-50 every game. So.
Yeah. So these in Ontario, like they're gonna shift a lot. I think I took the screenshot Friday night too, so it already could have changed by now. Let's see. I'll do 2010 Canada really quick. So we talked about it. JRC went 8-0 at the Titans tourney. I think they're kind of the team to beat right now because they won provincials. Vaughan is going to be really strong too. They ended up, I forgot who Vaughan lost to. Maybe the Majors. I think it was the Majors. You sent me the screenshot. You're like, Vaughan lost to Majors. I think Vaughan lost to Majors, so they're 6-1. Majors 5-2. They lost to YSC in the round robin, and then they lost to JRC in a shootout. Quinny Red Devils, they're probably gonna be the top team in the OMHA this year. Them or YSC. They went 4-1-1. Who else? Sens are gonna be really good. They're 8-1. I'd probably have them a little higher. Marlies are going to be good. And then Windsor was kind of a team. I don't know much about Windsor, but they had a really strong tournament at the Titans tournament. They lost to Vaughan in OT. So, yeah, again, these aren't like, I mean, some teams only have played 6 games, so we really don't know yet. I think Quinny's, though, going to be a top team in the OMHA, and I'd have Toronto Junior Canadians, Vaughan Kings, like 1 and 2 in the G. And then we'll get into 2010. This is big natties this year, actually.
Yeah. All right. Kick it off for number 1. Caesars. Obviously, 2010 Caesars. loaded group. Lost yesterday to Fox Motors, who's ranked number 4.
I'm gonna roll the clip here.
Crazy. Lost in OT.
Yeah, we got to talk about this game here. 2010 Fox Motors ranked like 4th, really good team, ended up beating Little Caesars in overtime. Ryan, what are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, obviously, I wasn't there to watch or anything, but Fox Motors is a good team. They have some studs on their team, and clearly, I think they just took over the game and kind of beat Caesars up. But Caesars just rolls through their league like it's not really fair, to be honest with you. I'm pulling up their scores right now from their league, but I mean, every game is like 8-0, 9-0, 43-0. Like every game is they're just beating teams up. 8-2, 11-1, 6-0, 9-0, 5-3, 12-0, 15-0, and then yesterday they lost 3-2 in overtime. So, I mean, kind of a crazy loss, but it is what it is. Just a league game. So
yeah, I feel like this just goes to show like once you get within like the top 10 of like, I feel like anyone can beat anyone like on any, you know what I mean? Like anything can happen. Like once you get into the top 10 teams, even like maybe top 20, like if you don't show up and play, like anyone can beat anyone. But Fox Motors is a legit team, 8-1 on the year. Really talented team. This overtime goal was actually sick.
yeah,
Through the legs. Look how many people are there too.
Yeah, dude, look at the crowd. Like look at the people in the background. The crowd's going crazy. I mean, you could just see that this was clearly a home ice advantage for the Fox Motors boys. But
Yeah.
pretty sick. Between the legs goal in OT. Nasty.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Fox Motors. Big win. That's gonna be interesting to see. Also, Honey Baked them and Caesars. It's gonna be, they're definitely gonna have more competition this year for the Michigan title.
Sorry.
We got Buffalo.
Ranked 12th. Not the start to the year that we were expecting. I thought they were going to be, kind of lights out and be in the top 5, but obviously still early in the year. But other teams, obviously BK Selects, Bobby Spang, Matty Lynn, Luca Filiegi. I think that's how you say the name. I always mess it up, but it is what it is. Bo Christini, Caden Yale, like they're just loaded. So bunch of studs on that team. And then Mount U15, Charbonneau, Campbell, Bemedian. They added this kid, Tommy Boisvert, this year from Quebec. He's lighting it up. These rankings are – the 2010 group's really good. A really, really good group. Woodbridge is a team fairly close to me. They're unbelievable too. 13-3. This weekend was actually an NEPAC showcase, which is a league that, Woodbridge, BK, Mount, the Minutemen Flames played, Chicago Mission played this weekend. We probably should have covered that, but whatever. I kind of forgot until just now. But Zach Charbonneau had 16 points in 6 games. Boisvert had 16 points in 6 games. Luca Filiegi had a hat trick, and I think he had like 6. Oh, geez. Don't make fun. 6 or 7 goals this week. Brady, come on, bro. This weekend. So, yeah, overall, the 2010 group's loaded. So, should be fun to see how the national tournament kind of works itself out this year.
Yeah, I'm excited. Woodbridge is a new team, but 13-3 on the year. Yeah, I think maybe
They're
win.
a very good hockey team. They're very deep.
I think they could win the NEPAC low-key maybe. But
low-key.
Yeah, all right. Hot take. All right, we'll get into some other stuff. Some junior stuff here. We got college hockey. Pretty great start to the weekend, actually. They streamed Gavin McKenna's game on NHL YouTube, which is awesome. I think they had like 20,000 people watching that game against the first game there against Arizona State, which was, crazy for college hockey. Really good for college hockey now with all like the OHL and the CHL guys going over and stuff. Get as many eyes as it. But yeah, it was a insane game. Gavin McKenna first game had 2 assists, and then second game walked it off with not walked it off, but he scored a power play goal with 2 minutes left, I think.
Yeah, to give him the win.
Give him
I
the win.
watched the games and he was unreal all weekend. He's so good, man. Every time I just puck, the crowd was booing, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But it's just so weird to see him in a college sweater. I never really thought that was gonna happen. But his celly too, he had the forks down, which was hard.
Just sold out crowd too.
Yeah. So successful first week of them. 2 comeback wins. They came back twice.
Yeah.
For Penn State, so they're 2-0 to start the year. We're gonna be covering a lot more college hockey in here just because now it's gonna be so much bigger with kind of the top guys coming over. So as for Penn State, Charlie Serrato had a big time weekend. 2 games, 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. He Carolina Hurricanes draft pick, 2nd round last year. He'll be really good this year for them. So and then as for other college hockey.
Well, I want to ask you a question. How many points do you think McKenna gets to? What did they play? 30? Is it 32 they play? 32 games?
I think it's closer to 40.
Closer to 40. So how many points do you think
Let's
he
call
gets?
it 40 games. 40 games. I think he puts up, I'd say 80 points at least, 2 points a game. I mean, they're going to play against some teams that are just going to run through, and he's going to have 5 or 6 points in a game, 4 or 5 points.
Yeah. I think 80 is fair. I think watching, I didn't really know what to expect. I obviously knew he's going to be their one of their best players, but see how dominant he was in the first game. That first assist was crazy. The guy basically got a tap in. He faked the shot, slid it over, and the guy was going to 1-2 tap in.
Little hook pass across the slot, wide open net for Aiden Fink. He's going to be unreal too this year. I'll announce it now. I'm going to be at Penn State when they play the University of Michigan at the start of November.
That's going to be a sick game.
I'll be there posting some content, so I'll be able to see McKenna and all those guys in person. Speaking of the University of Michigan, big time weekend for them. They outscored opponents 18-1. 2 games. So they won 11-1 their first game, 7-0 their second game. Michael Haig.
My bad. Wrong photo here. My bad. Wrong photo. I pulled the wrong photo. Sorry. I thought I had a Michigan photo. I was searching for it, but it's okay. Go on.
Michael Haig, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points in 2 games. Will Horkoff with 5 goals in 2 games. And then the freshman, Cole McKinney, 2 goals, 2 assists in 2 games. So they're loaded this year.
What is their ranking? What is their ranking?
They're probably going to be number 1, I would assume. They're unreal.
I was surprised Penn State was 4. I don't know that much about college hockey, but I really want to get into it now because of the CHL guy competitive it's going to be. Another guy too on Michigan was Adam Valentini.
Yeah, podcast alumni.
The whole thing, he played in the USHL last year with Chicago Steel. He had a great year, and now he's draft eligible this year, obviously, right? Yeah. So his draft year. So I think just watching him, I think other than Verhoff and McKenna, is there anyone else that's draft eligible? Or is it just those 3?
There's a bunch.
There's a bunch. All right. Well, yeah, I think he was also in there. He was playing first power play for Michigan. So
yeah, he was. So
he's to watch.
Yeah. Should be definitely a crazy year of college hockey. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I mean, it's kind of all around me, if that in a way. So should be really fun to watch. And then moving on to junior hockey. I mean, we can talk about the NTDP quickly. Sorry.
I'm skipping ahead here.
That was my fault.
WHL talk or CHL talk.
We'll talk about JP first.
Yeah. So
right.
Obviously, you can talk about him because you know more. But
so obviously last year he was with the NTDP. U17s made a decision to leave the NTDP and go to the WHL. Personally, I was like, JP, what are we doing? Why are we doing that? And he said, Ryan, shut your mouth. And he has 14 points in 5 games. He's 4-point game this weekend. Scored three goals in his scored a hattie in his debut. He's having an unreal year in WHL. He's gonna have 100+ points for sure. But his draft stock last year, he had a good year with the NCP. I think he was just under a point per game maybe. But I think that him going to the dub is just going to propel his draft stock crazy high. And then next year he'll be at University of Michigan. So I think that honestly was a great decision for him to kind of get away and make that move. But I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
I was kind of looking at like some draft lists. I know it's early, like so early, but like they're kind of all over the place. I saw like he was like there's some people who had him at like 5. There's some people who had him at like 20. But I think if he keeps playing like this, like the numbers speak for itself. I think he could be like go into the top 5. Like if he puts over 100 points up this year in the dub, like that'd be insane.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely doable considering he's got almost 3 points a game. So yeah, he's unreal, super good player, and he's nasty. Even when he was like little, I remember first kind of covering him when he played for Dallas Stars Elite U14. He had like 195 points his U14 year, which was like, bro, what are we doing here?
That's from Dallas, and I think he played it. Did he? He was like they're a good team too. Like they went to Natties and all that.
Yeah. So
I'm pulling up a photo here because I know you want to talk about some OHL stuff.
Yeah, let's do it. So yeah, these stats aren't super updated.
Yeah, no, they're not. I got them Friday night. It's Monday now, I think, or Thursday night.
A mishap on Friday. We were supposed to film, but
I didn't wake up. I'll put a hand up. My alarm went off. I didn't hear it. I wake up. It's 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh god, like I gotta get out of bed. I gotta go to a meeting, and then I texted Ryan around 1. I was like, my alarm.
I was like, Brady, what happened? We were supposed to film at 10, and he was like, yeah, my alarm didn't go off, and I was like, all right. He ate it. He admitted it.
Hand up. I'm like, I can't be doing that. Anyway, yeah. I just want to talk about one guy, and then you can talk about, some of the guys. Caleb Malhotra, his dad actually played in the NHL. He is 2008. He actually he was supposed to be like a college guy. So he played his year in the BCHL last year. And then, but 8 points in 3 games. This is probably, now he's probably up to a lot more. But as a draft eligible guy too this year, I think 2008. I just don't know when his birthday is, but I think pretty sure he's draft eligible. And then
next year.
Yeah, Thomas Vandenberg, 6 points. He was a guy who played in the USHL last year too, and then made the move over to the OHL. He was I don't know if he's committed yet or not, but another draft eligible guy, 6 points in 3 games. And then you can talk about the Saginaw powerhouse. They're just lighting it up over there.
Dude, these guys are unbelievable. Igor Barabanov, Nikita Klepov, the 2 Russians. Igor is actually – he played where I'm from my whole life growing up, and he was really good. He played for a team. Actually, my hometown team for a little bit, and like team 50 minutes away. But, yeah, he's lighting up the OHL right now. Same with Nikita Klepov. I told Brady when we were in Rochester – the OHL season started the weekend we were in Rochester, and I said, Brady, what did I say to you?
You're like, this kid's going to lead the OHL in points.
He is. Nikita Klepov is disgusting. And then he like that game we were watching it, and it went to a shootout, and then he scored a gross shootout goal, and Brady started tweaking out, as he should.
I was like, geez.
Yeah, so Nikita Klepov, Igor Barabanov, they're both going to light it up this year in the OHL. Mark my words. As for some other guys, Ethan Garden's good.
Yeah,
tons of talent on that list.
Do you want to get into some WHL stats, or do you just want to jump into the national development team because they've been buzzing?
Do we have WHL stats available?
Yeah, we do, but they're going to be a little bit older.
That's right. Let's do it.
Thursday.
That's fine. I mean, you can see here, JP Albert, 9 points, 3 games. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Chase Sirkan also. He's a stud. Mathis Preston, eligible for the 2026 draft.
He's highly ranked too. He's like, I see a lot of lists already have him at like 6. Some have him at 5. Some have him at 4. Some have him at 7. He's going to be really good. I watched him play U18s. It was a Hlinka Gretzky.
He's really good. His shot is ridiculous. So
would you say it's NHL ready?
All right, don't start this, man. Yeah, it is. And then he's going to go in the first round this year and prove all the haters wrong.
I thought he might have been the best forward at the Hlinka Gretzky tournament for Team Canada. Like, he had an amazing tournament.
Yeah, he's so good. I remember his U15 year, I think. He scored 1 goal that I was like, what, bro? It was like playoffs. He came in, he pulled like a Matthew shot, like pulled it across his toes.
Yeah.
Changed the whole angle and wrapped it around the back bar. They had like the angle from the back too. Wrapped it around the back bar, and I was like, one of those.
He's had a great start to the year, though. I think he's going to be a topic. Is there anyone else here, or you want to get into the national development team?
Let's get into the NTDP.
I don't got a photo, but go ahead.
Sorry, we'll just chat about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about the U17s. The U18s they played college hockey this weekend, but U17s, we've talked about them before, but they got some studs. I mean, I'll pull up their stats quickly.
I'm going to do the same thing.
So mind me and Brady for a second, but they've got some good players in their team for sure. I think this is the first year in a little while that they really didn't make any wrong decisions, I think, when it comes to cutting guys, because in the past they've done that.
Game a couple, but it's okay.
All right. We're not picking the team, right?
Yeah, obviously we pick the team for a reason. But I was just thinking, like, I don't know much about the development team, but just I had to look at their record, and I was like, wow, like, this is really impressive playing against, like, junior A teams and stuff. Like, for, like, a group of, like, grade 10s to go out against a junior A team and beat them, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they started the year 3-1.
I know, which is crazy, because they were playing some good teams, too, like top null teams and stuff like that.
Typically, they start 0-10 usually, because it's a bunch of first-year junior guys playing against a bunch of grizzled,
like 20-year-olds.
But clearly, in this case, they didn't really care, and they went 3-1 in the first 4 games of the year. But then this weekend, they kind of went 0-3 in the USHL. Kind of a shame, but it happens. They lost an OT yesterday. They lost a bad one on Friday. We're not going to talk about that score, but I mean, at the end of the day, they're a group of 16-year-old kids playing in the USHL, so they're not really supposed to win. It's more of, obviously, it's a development model, and they're there to get better as a player, and then that's kind of the number one goal, right?
Yeah, so, I think they could be one of the better teams, though, from the national. Like, the 09 age group is just, like, they're so good. Like, I don't know. I can't think of a team that, like, on paper, like, looked as good as they were. Maybe 2005s?
They're loaded. The 05 is really good. The 06 is obviously with Iserman and Cole Hudson and all those guys, but 07s are okay.
You got 3 points? How many points does Pelosi have?
He actually isn't having the greatest start to the year. Kind of slow. He's only got 1 point in the first 5 games. But as for other guys who are letting up, Finn Sears has 5 and 6. These aren't updated, I don't think, after this weekend, but Finn Sears has 5 and 6 games. Fitzhenry, 4 and 6. Sam Pandolfo, 4 and 4. They have like 5 guys right now that are hurt though. So they have one guy who broke both of their feet. He broke both his feet.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah. So another guy torn MCL. They're kind of all over the place. But
I'm excited to see, just watch them, because they're so good. Like, on paper, like, they're just so stacked. Like, they have so many good players. I'm excited to see, like, as I know, like, obviously they're like playing against 20-year-old guys. So, like, obviously, like, it's going to be hard. I just kind of want to see, like, how they do against the college teams.
The who teams?
Don't they play college teams?
Oh, no. U17s don't. The U18s.
The USHL teams. How are the U18s doing?
I don't think they've had the greatest start to the year. I think they're like a little bit below 500 right now. But again, it's the same thing, whereas it's a group of 17 and 18-year-olds playing against, college teams who are 20 to 25 years old. Like, they're not supposed to win those games. It's called a National Team Development Program. So they're there to get better.
Yeah, and they're also, the U18s also are doing that series again versus the CHL, like Team CHL versus.
Yeah, those games are fun. Me and Brady should try to go to that.
I went to one last year, just to walk with my dad. I was just sitting by the glass.
Where is it this year? Do you know?
I think it's in Western Canada. Last year was in Ontario, so I went. And
what if this year's in the U.S.?
Oh, that makes sense, because last year was in Ontario. So, yeah, that would make sense to do it in the U.S. this year. But I'm excited to watch those games. I think Team Ontario, or like Team CHL, won both the games. Like, it's a best of 3 series. And then it's like they play 2 games, and if it's still tied, then they go to like an overtime to win it. And I watched Cole Reshny win it with like Two minutes left. It was a good game.
Oh, it is Calgary and Lethbridge to host cities for the 2025 CHL.
Also, like, it's like, it's like all the CHL versus, like, and I don't think JP Hurlbert's allowed to go back and play like that game. Like last year, like
imagine JP Hurlbert's on the CHL team versus, because it's 2026 eligible, so he might be.
yeah, I think he will be.
That'd be something to watch.
I also don't really. I think they have to find a way. Like, it's a great idea. I think they just have to find a way to include, like, make it like American, like make it all like pull from the USHL, pull from.
I think they did last year. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they didn't, because what's his name? I can't think of his name. Oh my god, BC, draft Boston pick, seventh. Yeah, Hagens, because I just couldn't think of his name. They because he was like, the guy for like, and then he went to college a year early for his draft year, and he didn't play in the series. Like they
I
didn't.
think it's because he was in college though. That's why.
Oh, okay, maybe you're right.
They have this kid Matthew Lansing, who played.
Okay, so they're allowed to take from the USHL, but just not the CHL.
Yeah.
Now a lot of American kids are like already playing in the CHL, and it's not like they're gonna like leave the CHL to go to the series. But that's a great idea. Like, I love that, seeing like all the best draft eligible guys in North America go at it, or most of them.
Yeah,
anyway.
for sure. I think that's a sick idea. I mean, I think Team CHL is just obviously
on paper this year they're insane. Like Belchez, Preston, like they're
I'll read you the roster from last year: Malcolm Spence, Michael Misa, Matthew Schaefer, Cole Reshney, Porter Martone. Like this team is not gonna.
Yeah, this year I'm trying to think. Belchez, Preston, Mathis Preston, Ryan Lynn's another D man who's going to be very, very top, high draft pick. Ryan Rubrick, Niagara Ice Dogs. He's going to be another top. Wasson should be there. He is hurt though. Wasson will be there. I'm trying to think of Q draft eligible.
I don't know. But
they're going to be, anyway, that's going to be a great series. So that's going to be fun to look forward. All right. And we've talked about Major Junior a lot. We're going to get more into Major Junior stuff, because I feel like, everyone wants to hear about who's getting drafted to the NHL.
Yeah. Me and Brady aren't, but we'll talk about them.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about who are though. Okay. We're going to get into some crazy minor hockey starts to the season. I'm sure there's, hundreds of players who have had great starts. We just quickly went through and kind of talked about together who on this note who had some good start to the years. I want to bring up, Ryan actually brought this up to me last night. Cale Nickel, horrible quality photo here. Don't know what happened, but I'm going to talk about Cale Nickel. We've already talked about him on the podcast. Just going to read off his stat line this year. Mind you, he's a 2012 born, playing in the Manitoba AAA League with 2011 and 2012. It's a split age gap year, so there's 2012 and 2011 is playing in this league. His stat line to start off the year: 3 games played, 13 goals, 7 assists, 20 points.
Yeah, 20 points in 3 games. Not much to say about that.
Mind you, he's playing against 2011s too, as a 2012.
He had 11 points in his first game, 7 goals and 4 assists. So,
yeah, that's another day at the office for him.
I mean, we talked about it
last pod
at this tournament, when this tournament was kind of fresh. Yeah, last podcast. But I mean, I think he's the best 2012 in the world. Like he's so good. He's so dynamic. Like I think he's like 5'8", like 155 pounds, 160 pounds, which for a 13-year-old kid is crazy. I mean, he lit up the WSI U14, which had all the best 2011s in the world for the most part, were there. And he led the tournament in points. Like, that's just wild. So, I mean, I didn't really expect anything else from him. But 20 points in 3 games is actually, that's wild.
Yeah, do you, just a quick question. I don't know much about the WHL. Do you think he has exceptional status? Like, do you think he applies?
I think it's a possibility, but now, I mean, next year, I would assume he plays U18. If he's putting up 20 points in 3 games, I feel like he has to play U18. If you play U18, you could do what Schultz and Pugh did, play half the season. So, should be interesting to see. But then again, I don't mean to, infuriate anybody by saying best 2012 in the world, that's my bad. So I want to apologize.
Yeah, I don't know. People just get pissed. Whatever. All right, we're gonna get shout out Kale. Congrats on the great start to the year for you and your team. Brandon Wheat Kings U15. Keep an eye out on them. They're gonna be a wagon this year in the Manitoba League.
Indeed.
Anyway, we'll get into Sebastian Blanchard. It's actually Ryan's video here. If you want to talk about it, Ryan.
Yeah, he's an American kid. He's from New York, I think. He's had a hot start to the year, 35 points, 13 games. Again, some of these stats aren't updated from the previous weekend, so bear with me. Cale Nichols are accurate, though. Those are all from this weekend. He played 3 games this weekend. But Sebastian Blanchard, BK Selects U14, 35 points in 13 games, 16 goals, 19 assists, 35 points. He's good. He's very good. Very fast, powerful.
He's big.
Crazy shot. You got to watch him this weekend. You can talk about him too a little bit.
Yeah. I first saw him at the Quench World Invite. Like that's run by Pro Hockey with like all the best. Like 2011, they have like Team America East, Team Ontario, Team Toronto's there. So it's like a lot of the best like 2011s this year it was. And he stood out for like one of the top forwards for USA East with like Carter Watson, and those guys. Like Archambault was on the DN there. But yeah, he actually scored the overtime winner in that tourney, and everyone's like it was a nasty goal. He toe dragged a kid, backhand shelf. I think for BK, they looked great in Rochester. They went 3-1, but they ran to like a really good group where like everyone went 3-1. So somehow they got eliminated with a 3-1 record because their whole group went 3-1.
Yeah,
it was like goal difference,
but whatever.
Yeah, kind of just unfortunate for them. But yeah, watching him, he's like just a rocket of a shot, and he's a great skater for his size. Like I want to say he's 6 feet tall already, and
he's probably 6 foot, but he's just like so. No offense to all the other 2011s, but he's just like so much faster than everyone. If he wanted to, he just take the puck and go score on every shift. But yeah, stud. Moving on a little bit, Parker McMillan and Tegan Derniski. I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah, I think so.
SHL U15 prep, Western Canada. These guys are unbelievable. They both have 19 points in 5 games. Or now, sorry, it's updated now. They both have 23 points in 5 games. At least McMillan does. I'm pretty sure Derniski does too. He might have won more, honestly. But Parker McMillan, 5 games played, 8 goals, 15 assists, 23 points. Just not much to say about it. Like, he had 8 points last weekend in the game. They're both unreal. I've heard McMillan is, like, legit at hockey.
He could be number 1 in the dub this year, honestly. He's a great player. I got to watch him at the Quadrant in Toronto, and then I also got to watch him in Nashville. He's playing for first-class hockey, and he's just another guy, like, really big, but he's a great skater, great shot. I think – yeah, he says 5 points, 23 points in 5 games is crazy.
Yeah. So should be a lot of fun to watch this year. And then also for that group, we don't really have any pictures or anything. Brody Antignani, I think 16 points in 4 games. He had 5 points yesterday. Another guy to watch. He's a stud for the 2011s.
Yeah, sure. He also was on that. They played on the first class team in the spring, which is like all the best guys from province of British Columbia. And I think, him and McMillan got to play together, and like whenever they were on the ice, like the puck was in the other team's end. They were just dominating the play, like controlling the play. And I think Antonagi won like CSSHL MVP last year too.
Yeah, for the U15 group, which is like the 2011s, and then U15 prep last year was 2010s. But
yeah, last year Antonagi had 34 games played, 99 points. This year, he has 5 games played, 17 points.
Yeah, so he had 5 points yesterday, 2 goals and 3 assists. But this 2011 Western Canadian crop is going to be.
I know this draft is going to be crazy. Like, there's so many kids who could go like number 1. Like, we're going to talk about them, but in a second. But Deneau, McMillan, Antonagi, and then like there's probably a bunch.
Derniski kid, like they.
Yeah,
I think that the Western Canadian team for WSI next year has the possibility to be loaded between Cal McMillan, Antignani, all those guys, they have the possibility to be.
There's also Canada Winter Games next year in Quebec for the 2011 age group.
No, I thought it's 2012. I think it's 2012.
No, it's 2011. It's next year. It's next winter.
Wait, I thought it was 20. I thought it was 2008 last time, and then now it goes.
2007 last time. It was Schaefer.
No, it was 2008. The Canada Winter Games.
No, it wasn't. I was in PEI. It was
thinking about the Youth Olympics.
Yeah, it was Schaefer. It was like Schaefer, Rubric. So like the 2011 age group has Canada Winter Games, which they pull all the best U16 players in Canada, which would be U15 in America. Anyway,
province teams, right?
Yeah, province teams. So Team Ontario is going to be insane. But I'm thinking about Team BC. Like they're going to have McMillan and Nagy on one team, which is going to be crazy.
They might have Cal Nickel play up too. Because remember Shane Wright played up back in the day. I remember he played up with Team Ontario.
Yeah, so he'd be with Manitoba.
Oh yeah, but still,
yeah, he could play up with them. That's gonna be a great tournament, though. Yeah, you're right. 2011 age group, like we're talking about a lot of 2011s here. Like, we'll talk about 2010 here, though. Carter Morris, Shattuck playing up with the U16, so 2010s. He's playing with 2009. Sorry, he's playing 2009s.
Yep. He has 25 points in 9 games.
Yeah, that's crazy. I got to watch him last year for one game at Upper Canada College in Toronto. With the 2010s, and he was like probably their best forward. I think like him and what's the other kid's name? He would know.
Parker Colmer.
Yeah, him and Parker were really impressive. 25 points in 9 games though, playing a year up with Shattuck is very impressive though. Great start to the year for him. And I don't know, how is Shattuck? Did they win like Minnesota?
Like this these teams are undefeated. They're so good.
Yeah, good start to the year for him. Should we stick on Shattuck?
Yeah, Jack Kaiser. You could talk about him.
Yeah, Jack Kaiser. We've already talked about him on the podcast. I think maybe it was last episode or 2 episodes ago, I want to say. Anyway, Jack Kaiser, he's a 2012 born, playing up with 2011 Shattuck, who we already talked about, number 1 on my hockey rankings, undefeated. Ryan doesn't think they're going to lose a game this year. I agree. Anyway.
That pedestal, anyone could be anyone, but
I said Vaughn's not going to lose a game. I meant like in the GTHL.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I can't see a GTHL.
No, I'm standing my ground. I don't think they're going to lose a game. Back to you, Brady.
We're gonna do a clip on Instagram like when they lose, but they're not going to lose. But if they do lose, like we'll come back and we'll clip this.
If they lose, it's Brady's fault. He's making this big deal. So,
yeah. Anyway, Jack Kaiser is 2012 playing 2011, 31 points in 14 games. He has 8 goals, 23 assists. I saw some of his highlights. I don't know who they're playing, but like they did a whiteout game, and it looked so.
The first game of the year, I posted a video of it. Like,
yeah, they did like the whole school's there for a whiteout game, which just looked electric. And I think Kaiser, how many goals did he have?
He had 2 goals, I think, and like an assist. They won like 9-0.
Yeah. So like, I'm not trying to take anything away, but like, have they played a top 10 team in America yet?
I think so.
Okay. Because I don't follow like American. But yeah, like I know they play a lot of Minnesota teams, and a couple of them are pretty strong too. Like a couple of them are like
they played Nax U15, and they won 7-2, 8-2, and 8-1. So
yeah, which is like is that the number? No, but that's not the number 1 prep team though. I'd say
they're a top 5 team in Canada probably.
Yeah, I would agree. But I would say I would want to see them play Yale. Obviously, it's so hard to, I think you got to fly there. So it's like, yeah, I would love to see Vaughn somehow do an exhibition or Caesars. I mean, they're going to play Caesars.
They play Caesars in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'd love to. That would be a great game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jack Kaiser. Also, another kid is Jackson Lau on that team.
And Owen Moulton. Both are also in that like 30-point.
I actually was going to talk about Owen Moulton, but I think he got erased from this note here.
I didn't do that. I don't know.
Anyway, we'll talk about him because I actually had a photo of him too. I had the whole clip lined up too.
Right, well, I meant to rewrite it down onto the bottom, but I kind of forgot because we were kind of all over the place.
It's okay, Ryan. Just erase my. Now I gotta pull up the video because I was on the note and then here it is. I got to watch him in King of the Spring. He's another kid on Shattuck U14s. I think he's a top 2011 in America, like top 5. He's kind of underrated too. Like I don't know. Like this is the first time I ever watched him. His stat line though was from last year playing Minnesota. He had like 100 and something points, I think.
Yeah. He had 122 points in 58 games.
And he was also the captain of his team, and I think he played with kids a year older than him. Yeah, if you double check that. But Owen Moulton, just keep an eye out for him. He's one of Shattuck's best forwards from Minnesota. Great player. Yeah, he was a captain, and he put up like 100-some points. And I thought I looked in Nashville when I was watching him, and I thought he played a year up. Or maybe that's just how they did it. Maybe.
He played a year up in Minnesota last year.
And what was his numbers?
122 points in 58 games.
Playing with 2010s. And yeah, so that team is so stacked. I think you're right. Like I don't think they lose a game.
His stats from this year, though, at the moment, not updated, is 32 points in 12 games. Brady, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, I see just how you type in the note at the bottom now, Owen Moulton.
Yep.
It's a little
late. Before, you just have to scroll down to see it.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll finish things off with Madden Deneau.
Yeah, he had 8 points yesterday. So
another day at the office for Madden Deneau, 8-point game.
Yeah, so he's currently sitting at 16 points in 4 games, 9 goals, 7 assists. He has hat tricks in 3 games in a row. So
yeah, crazy. We talked about him last pod on how he was in like Red Deer, like he played like up last year because it's like a 2 age group. So he played with 2011s, 2010s, and this year it's 2011, 2012s, right? Yeah,
I think so. Like a handful of 2012s.
Last year he put up like over a point per game, well over a point per game. This year I think
3 points in like 40 games.
Yeah, he can get to 100 this year easily. They won Alberta, all of Alberta last year. So Red Deer Rebels. Keep an eye out for them. U15. They're probably a top team in Canada. I don't know if all of Canada rankings has dropped because
I don't think so. Not every team's played.
Different games.
I think it should though.
Again, though, that's like also hard to read. Like all of America for minor hockey, it's easy to rank because there's so many travel teams. So like Canada, like you don't really go outside of Ontario unless you're going to the States. You're not traveling like Sask to play. You're not traveling to like British Columbia to play against the prep teams. So no one really knows in Canada.
Whereas like in the US teams, like Caesars plays Shattuck. Like
yeah, like they'll do like travel series.
Plays everyone.
I would love to see like that done in Canada. Obviously it's so
cool.
hard.
But they're just so specific.
You almost have to fly. Canada's just like how far is Detroit from Minnesota to go?
I think it's like a 10-hour bus ride, but probably like a 2-hour flight. You just got to go across because you got to go down under the water and this way. So, I mean, if you fly, it's probably not a very long flight at all.
Yeah, so I would like if you had like
because I'm sure I'm going to say it to be completely wrong, and then I'm going to make me fed up. So
no, I think it's around 10 hours. Minnesota's around like 12 hours for me. So
no, I'm talking about the flight. It's probably like an hour and a half, maybe a little bit less.
So, yeah, but if you're flying to games in minor hockey, I feel like that's crazy. Like LeBron flew to his high school games, but that's LeBron.
I don't want to talk about LeBron.
I feel like if you fly, like Nax flew to go play Shattuck. For minor hockey, I feel like that's crazy. Like flying to go play a hockey game, like to go play a couple games. You think they took a PJ?
Next topic.
That's crazy though. They flew to like that's like probably such a sick experience flying with your team to go play an exhibition game series. That's so cool. You all get on the plane, pack your bags on the plane. Like, I mean, they lost 8-1, but
I mean, growing up, I feel like I loved like I feel like flying was always cool, but I prefer driving over flying. We talked about this weekend.
Yeah, that's true. All right, last clip before we wrap it up. Liam Pugh scored his first WHL goal. Now this is like from, I don't know. They got to get with Flow Hockey.
Dude, the camera here was making me so mad.
I know. Like, what is going on? Why don't they have Flow Hockey? The Victory WHL. Come on.
I mean, Victory Plus is still free, so like it's fine.
Yeah, it's free. Okay, it's free, so I can't really be like saying anything.
But yeah, Liam Pugh, Max Schultz have both had pretty good starts of the year. Schultz has 3 assists in 5 games. But yesterday in the U18 league, he just scored 4 goals, including the OT winner for his U18 AAA Pat C's team. So yeah, they should both have I still can't believe they're playing together. It's not fair they're playing U18 together either. Schultz, Pugh has
get to film them
3 games or something.
I'm gonna get to film that Telus Cup.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try to get there, I think. So And if not, then I'm going to go out to Regina at some point during the year and go film.
Yeah, you got to. Best U18 team of all time. Okay. Before we wrap up, also I want to say, like, after every episode we said, like, DM us an emoji. I'm so dumb. I had our DMs turned off for like the longest time. So
I don't really check the DMs very much, so that's kind of on you.
So we had a bunch of DMs, and I tried to like follow back a couple people, but like our DMs were turned off so that like no one could DM us. Anyway, oh, mom's calling. Anyway, if you watch this whole episode or listen to this whole episode on Spotify, DM us a hockey stick emoji. We'll make it easy. DM us a hockey stick emoji. First 5 people will follow back on the Instagram at Brady Films Prospects Podcast.
We're going to become a lot more active.
Yeah, now the season's going. We're doing every week. We always see this, but we're doing every week now. We're because the season is in full effect. There's going to be something that happens. Like it's not always going to be an hour long like this. We might give you 30 minutes. We might do 20 minutes, 10-minute interview.
15. But we're going to try to get guests on. Hit in our DMs too, guys. You want to see?
Yeah, we're trying our best here, guys.
We're busy.
It's hard to get guests because a lot of these guys are like locked in the season. Like they don't want to, they're so busy. But yeah, I think maybe we do like next episode. Like there's going to be tons of stuff that's happening. Like Ontario here is like this weekend, recording on Monday morning. This weekend, like everything started. Like the season started. I was just in Ottawa. Ottawa started. Everything in Ontario is going. America has been going. So
we're full-fledged here. But
we don't even know we're going to talk
about to get a guest next week for you guys. We'll try to finagle something and get someone on. But it's just hard because people are so busy. Guys have school, all that kind of stuff. So we got to figure it out. But we're trying our best here. We appreciate everyone watching and following.
I think this was our longest episode ever.
100%. We're an hour in here.
Hey, if you listen to the end, though, DM us a hockey stick emoji on our TikTok or our Instagram, and first 5 people I'm going to follow back on our account, Brady Films Prospects Podcast. If you're listening on Spotify in your car right now, you're a beauty. Or at school. If you're listening at school, we love you. So many kids always send me snaps of them like watching the podcast at school. Like, do your schoolwork, but hey, if you're like doing the schoolwork and you got the podcast on the Chromebook,
shout out. All right, guys. We appreciate everything. We appreciate you guys listening. We love you all.
We'll see you next week, next Tuesday. Peace out.
Peace.